Stevland Hardaway Morris, better known as Stevie Wonder, is a highly influential American musician known for his contributions to various genres such as R&B, pop, soul, gospel, funk, and jazz. Despite being blind since childhood, Wonder gained fame at a young age, signing with Motown's Tamla label at 11 years old and achieving success as Little Stevie Wonder. His innovative use of synthesizers in the 1970s revolutionized R&B music. Wonder's critical acclaim peaked in the 1970s with albums like Music of My Mind and Talking Book, featuring the iconic song Superstition. He holds the record for winning the Grammy Award for Album of the Year 3 times, with Inner Visions, fulfilling this first finale, and Songs in the Key of Life. In the 1980s, Wonder experienced commercial success, collaborated with renowned artists, and actively engaged in charitable and political endeavors. He continues to create music and support political causes. With over 100 million records sold worldwide, Stevie Wonder is one of the best-selling artists in history. He has received numerous accolades, including 25 Grammy Awards, inductions into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Songwriters Hall of Fame. Wonder's activism, including his campaign for Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as a federal holiday, has been widely recognized. He has also been honored as a United Nations Messenger of Peace and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2014. Early life. Stevland Hardaway Judkins, born on May 13, 1950, in Saginaw, Michigan, is known as Stevie Wonder. He was born prematurely and became blind due to retinopathy of prematurity. His mother, Lula Mae Hardaway, divorced his father and moved to Detroit with Stevie and his siblings. In Detroit, Stevie sang in a choir at Whitestone Baptist Church. Later, his mother reunited with her first child's father and changed her name back to Lula Hardaway. When Stevie signed with Motown in 1961, his surname was changed to Morris. Berry Gordy gave him the stage name Little Stevie Wonder. He learned to play various instruments and formed a singing partnership called Stevie and John. Wonder attended Fitzgerald Elementary School and later enrolled in the Michigan School for the Blind in Lansing after releasing his first album, The Jazz Soul of Little Stevie, in 1962. Personal life, marriage and awards. Stevie Wonder has been married 3 times. His first marriage was to Syreeta Wright, a Motown singer-songwriter, from 1970 to 1972. He was then married to fashion designer Kai Millard from 2001 to 2012. In 2017, he married Tamika Bracey. Wonder has a total of 9 children with 5 different women. The name of his first child is not publicly known. His daughter Aisha Morris, born in 1975, inspired his hit single, Isn't She Lovely, and has toured with him. He also has a son named Kada with Yolanda Simmons. In 1983, he had a son named Mumtaz Morris with Melody McCulley. Wonder has a daughter named Sophia and a son named Kwame with an undisclosed woman. With Kai Millard, he has 2 sons, Kyland and Mandla. His 9th child, a daughter named Nia, was born in 2014 with his wife Tamika. In terms of family and health, Wonder's mother passed away in 2006, and he found solace in music. He announced during a concert in 2019 that he would be undergoing a kidney transplant. Wonder has been influenced by transcendental meditation and is a vegetarian and later became a vegan. He has also been actively involved in social and political causes, as seen in his participation on Twitter and his tribute to Martin Luther King Jr. at the funeral of Aretha Franklin. Real estate. In 2009, Stevie Wonder purchased a Mediterranean-style estate in the Los Feliz area of Los Angeles, which was constructed in 1928. The property spanned 4,511 square feet and was acquired for $2.407 million. After 4 years, he listed the house for sale at $8.199 million. In December 2021, Stevie Wonder acquired a luxurious mansion in the Bel Air neighborhood of Los Angeles. The mansion covered an extensive area of 20,000 square feet and was purchased for $14 million. Interestingly, the seller happened to be a member of the Saudi royal family. Stevie Wonder owns or has owned Rolls-Royce Phantom, Mercedes-Maybach, Aston Martin, and many other high-end cars. Career. In 1961, at the age of 11, Stevie Wonder performed his own song, Lonely Boy, for Ronnie White of the Miracles. Impressed, White took Wonder and his mother to Motown for an audition, and Berry Gordy signed him to the Tamla label. Producer Clarence Paul gave him the name Little Stevie Wonder. Due to Wonder's young age, he had a 5-year contract with royalties held in trust until he turned 21. Wonder received a weekly stipend and had a private tutor while on tour. Under Clarence Paul's guidance, Wonder worked on 2 albums. The first, Tribute to Uncle Ray, featured covers of Ray Charles's songs, including a collaboration with Paul on the track Sunset. The second album, The Jazz Soul of Little Stevie, consisted mainly of Paul's compositions, 2 of which were co-written with Wonder. Mother Thank You was recorded as his debut single but was replaced by Berry Gordy's song, I Call It Pretty Music, but the old people call it the blues. The singles, Little Water Boy, and Contract on Love, and the 2 albums had limited success. At the age of 12, Wonder joined the Motown Revue and toured theaters across America. His performance at the Regal Theater in Chicago was recorded and released as the album, Recorded Live, The 12-Year-Old Genius. The single, Fingertips, from the album became a major hit, reaching number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and the R&B chart, making Wonder the youngest artist to achieve this feat despite subsequent recordings not being successful. Sylvia Moy convinced Berry Gordy to give Wonder another chance. Dropping the little from his name, Wonder collaborated with Moy and created the hit Uptight, Everything's Alright. He had more hits during the mid-1960s, including With a Child's Heart and a cover of Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind. Wonder also began songwriting for himself and other Motown artists, such as the number 1 hit, The Tears of a Clown, for Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. In 1968, Wonder released the instrumental album, I've It's Red Now, featuring harmonica solos. While it didn't gain much attention, he continued to score hits like, I Was Made to Love Her, For Once in My Life, and, Signed, Sealed, Delivered I'm Yours. Some of Wonder's early hits were co-written with Henry Cosby, and, Signed, Sealed, Delivered I'm Yours, was his first self-produced song. He also participated in the Sanremo Music Festival in 1969 and made an appearance at the 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival, as featured in the documentary, Summer of Soul. In 1970, Stevie Wonder married Syreeta Wright, a songwriter and former Motown secretary. They collaborated on the album, Where I'm Coming From, in 1971, with Wonder focusing on the music and Wright contributing to the lyrics. During this time, Wonder became interested in synthesizers after being inspired by the electronic group Tonto's Expanding Head Band. The album received mixed reviews compared to Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. To showcase his talent and negotiate creative autonomy with Motown, Wonder co-wrote and played multiple instruments on the Spinners' hit, It's a Shame. At the age of 21, Wonder allowed his Motown contract to expire and signed a new contract with higher royalties. He then released the albums, Music of My Mind, 1972, and Talking Book, 1972, which included popular songs like Superstition and You Are the Sunshine of My Life. Wonder's album Inner Visions, 1973, featured hits such as Higher Ground and Living for the City, and it won Album of the Year at the Grammy Awards. Despite being involved in a serious car accident that year, Wonder continued performing and raising funds for Shaw University. He went on to tour Europe and released the album Fulfilling This First Finale, 1974, featuring successful tracks like You Haven't Done Nothin' and Boogie on Reggae Woman. During this time, he also had a jam session with John Lennon and Paul McCartney and contributed to Syreeta Wright's album as a co-writer and producer. In 1975, Wonder performed at the Wonder Dream concert in Jamaica and subsequently released the highly acclaimed double album Songs in the Key of Life, 1976, featuring hits such as I Wish and Sir Duke. The album won Album of the Year at the Grammy Awards and is considered one of Wonder's greatest achievements. In 1977, he released the retrospective album Looking Back. In 1979, Wonder embarked on a new musical direction with the mainly instrumental soundtrack album, Stevie Wonder's Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. This album was composed using an early music sampler called a computer music melodian, marking his first digital recording and one of the earliest popular albums to utilize this technology. He briefly toured with an orchestra to support the album and incorporated a Fairlight CMI sampler into his live performances. In the same year, Wonder wrote and produced the dance hit Let's Get Serious for Jermaine Jackson, which topped the Billboard R&B chart in 1980. Hotter Than July became Wonder's first platinum-selling single album, featuring the successful singles Happy Birthday, which supported his campaign for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday as a national holiday, Master Blaster, Jammin', I Ain't Gonna Stand For It, and the sentimental ballad Lately. In 1982, Wonder released Stevie Wonder's Original Musicarium, a retrospective of his 1970s work, including 4 new songs, the funk classic Do I Do, featuring Dizzy Gillespie, That Girl, Frontline, and Ribbon in the Sky. He also collaborated with Paul McCartney on the hit Ebony and Ivory, promoting racial harmony. In 1983, Wonder performed the song Stay Gold, the theme to the film adaptation of S. E. Hinton's novel The Outsiders, and he scheduled an album called People Work, Human Play for release in the same year, which never surfaced. Instead, in 1984, he released the soundtrack album for The Woman in Red, featuring the #1 hit, I Just Called to Say I Love You, which won an Academy Award for Best Song in 1985. In 1985, Stevie Wonder was honored by the United Nations Special Committee Against Apartheid for his stance against racism in South Africa. The album also featured a duet with Dionne Warwick and his appearance on The Cosby Show. The following year, Wonder released In Square Circle, featuring the #1 pop hit, Part-Time Lover, and the ballad Overjoyed. He also collaborated with various artists during this period, including Chaka Khan, Eurythmics, Elton John, Bruce Springsteen, and Barbra Streisand. In the 1990s, Wonder continued to release new material, recording soundtracks, and performing. He headlined concerts and received honorary doctorate degrees. He also contributed to various charity singles and collaborated with artists like Babyface, John Denver, and Sting. Into the 21st century, Wonder released A Time to Love in 2005, followed by occasional appearances, guest performances, and tours. He made appearances at major events, including the Grammy Awards, Michael Jackson's memorial service, and Aretha Franklin's funeral. Wonder was featured on albums by Celine Dion, Mark Ronson, and Travis Scott. In October 2020, Wonder announced his new vanity label, So What the Fuss Records, and released 2 singles. He appeared in the documentary Summer of Soul in 2021 and celebrated the 50th anniversary of his album Talking Book in 2022. Wonder has mentioned working on 2 projects, The Gospel Inspired by Lula and Through the Eyes of Wonder. He has also expressed interest in collaborating with Tony Bennett and Quincy Jones on a jazz album. Thank you for watching. For more content like this, please subscribe and click on the bell icon.